Brought to you by Penguin.
The Closed Circle by Jonathan Coe. Read by Nicholas Burns. High on the Chalk. High on the Chalk, Etretat, Tuesday, 7th of December, 1999, morning. Sister dearest, the view from up here is amazing, but it's too cold to write very much. My fingers can barely hold the pen. But I promised myself I'd start this letter before returning to England, and this really is my last chance. Last thoughts, then, on leaving the European mainland, on coming home? I'm scouring the horizon and looking for omens. Calm sea, clear blue sky. Surely that has to count for something. People come up here to kill themselves, apparently. In fact, there's a boy further down the path, standing dangerously close to the edge, who looks as though he may be planning to do exactly that. He's been standing there for as long as I've been on this bench, and he's only wearing a t-shirt and jeans. Must be freezing. Well, at least I haven't got to that point yet, although there have been some bad moments these last few weeks. Moments when it seemed like I'd lost my bearings completely, that it was all spinning out of control. You must have known that feeling once. In fact, I know you did. Anyway, it's over now. Onwards and upwards. Beneath me I can see Etretat, the wide curve of its beach, the pinnacled rooftops of the chateau where I stayed last night. I never did manage to explore the town. Funny how, when you have the freedom to do anything you want, you end up doing so little. Infinite choice seems to translate into no choice at all. I could have headed out for Sol d'Iepoise and ended up being plied with free Calvados by a flirty waiter. Instead, I stayed inside and watched some old Gene Hackman movie dubbed into French. 4 out of 10 for that. See me afterwards. Could do better. Is this any way to begin a new life? Am I really beginning a new life in any case? Perhaps I'm just resuming an old one, after a long and finally pointless interruption. On board the ferry, Pride of Portsmouth, in the restaurant, Tuesday, 7th of December, 1999, late afternoon. I wonder how they manage to make a profit from this line at this time of year. Apart from me and the man behind the counter, what should I call him? Is he the steward or purser or something? This place is deserted. It's dark outside now and there's rain flecking the windows. Perhaps it's just spray. Makes me want to shiver looking at it, even though it's warm inside, almost overheated. I'm writing this letter in the little A5 notebook I bought in Venice. It has a silky blue hardback cover with a marbled pattern and lovely, thick, roughly cut pages. When I've finished, if I ever finish, I suppose I could always cut the pages out and put them in an envelope. But there wouldn't be much point, would there? Anyway, it hasn't got off to a flying start. Rather self-indulgent so far, I'd say. You'd think I know how to write to you after the thousands and thousands of words I've written in the last few years, but somehow every new letter I write to you feels like the first one. I've got a feeling this is going to be the longest of all. When I sat down on that bench high on the chalk cliffs above Etretat, I hadn't even decided whether it was you I was going to write to or Stefano. But I chose you. Aren't you proud of me? You see, I'm determined that I'm not going to go down that road. I promised myself that I wouldn't contact him, and a promise to yourself is the most binding of all. It's difficult because there hasn't been a day for 4 months when we haven't spoken or emailed or at least texted. That kind of habit is hard to break. But I know it will get better. This is the cold turkey period. Looking at my mobile sitting on the table next to the coffee, I feel like an ex-smoker having a packet of fags dangled in front of her nose. It would be so easy to text him. He taught me how to send text messages after all. But that would be a crazy thing to do. He'd hate me for it anyway, and I'm scared of him starting to hate me, really scared. That scares me more than anything. Silly, isn't it? What difference does it make if I'm not going to see him again? I'll make a list. Making a list is always a good displacement activity. Lessons I've learned from the Stefano disaster. 1. Married men rarely leave their wives and daughters for single women in their late 30s. 2. You can still be having an affair with someone, even if you're not having sex. 3. I can't think of a number 3. Even so, that's not bad going. Both those lessons are important. They'll stand me in good stead the next time something like this happens, or rather, they'll help me to make sure, I hope, that there won't be a next time. Well, that...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?